guys, it's Erin here with another haul video. I probably mentioned in the last one that I go through a couple of really big buying seasons, and I was still in one, so I did get a couple more orders before I decided to freeze again on March 22nd, and I haven't bought anything since then, so you're seeing this way after March 22nd, but I haven't bought anything since then, so that's the point. The first thing that I ended up buying was this order from, what is it called? The Greeting Farm, blah. I used to work for them as DT in 2012, and I'm like still totally addicted to all of their stamps. So I got this Valentine's one, and I love her little hat. That's probably the most reason why I got her, is this cute little hat that she's wearing. And I also got the Up bean, because I love the bean line the most. And she started making them in rubber stamps. So they're different than the clear ones, but I have all the rubber ones too, so. And then this one I really wanted because it was like if you had friends and were able to refer them, you could get this stamp, but I don't really have friends that scrap or friends that color and stuff, so that didn't work for me. So she finally, the owner of the company, Marie, she finally released this stamp just for people to buy. So that was like the first thing that I got. And the funny thing is, like a week ago now time, and it's like April 7th right now, I went and I looked and I'm like, why hasn't this order come in? I don't understand. And it turns out that I had put everything in my cart, but I forgot to actually purchase it. So, I was so stupid, but I had already accounted for it on my, crafting thing. I had taken out the money from my PayPal, everything, so it was like, alright, it doesn't count as breaking my freeze, because I had already figured I bought it on, March 20th. So that was really stupid. But it came yesterday, and now I get to color it, and I'm happy. The other thing that I bought was the new release from Crafton Kimmy. They come from craftonkimmy.com stamps. And I had to get these because I don't know if how well you can see, but that's Gandalf, and we are like total Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit fans, and I don't care if the movie was different than the book because I loved both of them equally, and I read both of them. And this is Galadriel, and I'm not really a fan of Galadriel in the movies, but I like her in the book, so she's cool. So I had to get both of those, and they're drawn by, I guess her name, she goes by Moonlight Whispers. Yeah. Oh, she goes by Annie Rodriguez here. Okay, so that works. Anyway, I really like her drawing style. It reminds me of that old TV show, The Rugrats. And so I got this extra stamp too. I don't think that it was the new release. I think it was before that. But this reminded me of my husband's character in our video game, Elder Scrolls Online, because she's an archer, so I thought my husband would like that. And the Gandalf, I was going to make him a card with that for our 14-year... being together, dating anniversary kind of thing, because we have a 12-year wedding anniversary and 14 years together. And then, like, that Friday or something like that, they had a discount, and their discount section had a bunch of the stamps that I'd actually been, like, have been on my Pinterest under I want that. I make, like, a wish list in my Pinterest, and these two have been in that wish list for, I don't know, like, years. And they were finally, like, what was it, $4 or something instead of 10 or 11, which is what their stamps usually cost. So I got these ones. I really love the popcorn one. It goes great with the fact that we see movies all the time, and the coffee one is just so cute. A little morning. I don't tend to use sentiments really much. Here, you can see what the stamps look like on the back. I don't tend to use sentiments really much at all, but it's no big deal. You still get one, so you can use it at some point. And then the other two, I think these were being discontinued, but I have a real love for all things like Asian and Eastern inspired, I guess you can call it. Trying to call it without being, like, insulting. Crazy white girl has no idea what to say. But yeah, we went to Japantown all the time. My parents are, like, totally obsessed with the whole Eastern culture and everything, so I thought it was really cool to, get these stamps, and I love the little dragon on this guy, so I'm excited to color him too. So that was all that I got from Crafton Kimmy. And then from Oozakcom, Oozak.com, I always try and order from there every single year, at least, you know, once during my big buying phase, you know, the twice a year thing that I do, when things come out, because not only does the owner, Rusty, have really great prices, and especially on Copics and stuff, but he's a really awesome guy. Like, I have had exemplary customer service from him, so I basically throw as much money as I can at him. And so I buy whatever I can, and he happened to have some of the new Lawn Fawn. The other ones, they are, like, back-ordered, which, you know, is a Lawn Fawn thing, not a Rusty thing, because sometimes, you know, they just don't send out as much as everybody needs. So he's still waiting for, like, the 4 other Lawn Fawn stamp sets. I might make a haul video. It might be too small, so I might not bother. But anyway, I got 4 other more Lawn Fawn stamps, like the Easter Bunny and whatever. But I got these 2 sets. I had the first set of this. It's called Storybook. Or, well, I guess I had the second set then, because this one's called Storybook, and the one that I have is called More Stories. And I just love the little animals in here and all the little pieces of, like, grass and butterflies and stuff. It really helps to build a scene. So I picked up these, and then I got the cute little whales, because I have always loved the big whales that Lawn Fawn has done, and the little whales just had to, you know, complement that. And I like that you get 2, so you don't have to do the, you know, the kissing stamps and, you know, reverse them and make them do that. And the other thing that I got, which I had tried, or I had put them in my Scrapbook.com cart, and I thought, you know, I'm going to go look and see what Rusty has everything priced at. And yeah, Rusty's way cheaper. So, if you're looking for distress paints, and, like, Joann doesn't have them on a super crazy sale like they do, I would go to Rusty, because these were only $3.20, I want to say, a bottle. Which Scrapbook.com wanted to charge me $5 a bottle, and I said no. So after seeing Tim Holtz do his whole do his whole spiel about, you know, these are my products and look at how well things paint and all this stuff, I was really interested in the paints, because I hate acrylic paint. I have, like, a thing with it. I don't like the grittiness of it. I don't like, you know, I had the Adirondack daubers, and I really hated those because they just kept clogging and everything like that. And the thing with distress paint, it's not actually paint. He even said, he's like, the problem is I couldn't call it what I wanted to call it, which is opaque ink, because nobody would know what opaque ink is, but they would understand paint. So I called it paint, but it's not really paint. The chemical composition is completely different from acrylic paint. So, one of the best things about this, let me see if I can, one of the best things about this is, you'll see that I used the pistachio. This is the mowed lawn, and then I used the pistachio here. This is just a complete mess background right now. But, the great thing about this is completely soft and smooth, just like the rest of the paper. So there's no, like, grit, there's no nothing like that. And once it's down like this, it's not going to come back up. So I can hit it with water, I can do whatever, but once it dries, it's not going to come back up. Unlike these distress stains, which I also got, because I wanted to make large backgrounds like this. I also got distress stains in my favorite colors, because distress stains are awesome. I'm going to do that because they don't all fit. Anyway. So this is my new collection, because I didn't have any, so I decided to get my favorite colors, and then, like, with the paint, I got the white and the pumice stone. But unlike the distress stain, which is basically the whole idea of just liquid what's in your distress pads, when you put those down, like if I had done this with the distress stain, and if I sprayed it with water, it would react to water, whether it dried or not. But since I used the paint, I can now go over this with the distress stain, and I can make the distress stain react with water or do whatever I want it to do and blend the way I want it to blend, but it's not going to change the paint in the background, which is really great for somebody that likes to do a ton of layers and a ton of different things, to have something that will be like, okay, well, you're done with this, so it's permanent, and I'm not going to change now that you like it. I mean, if you don't like it, it kind of sucks, but if you do like it and you want to work on top of it, you don't have to worry about, oh, but if I try and make this react with water or this do that, it's just going to get ruined. Well, that's not going to happen with the paint, because it's very similar to the Distress inks, because I mean it says acrylic paint, but it's not. Like, you know, Tim said, it's not paint. It doesn't have the grit. It goes right into your paper, and it's just opaque ink. So that's the difference, because somebody asked on my message board, and I had to ask him in person because I didn't know the answer, and I hate not knowing the answer. So, and okay, so that's that. And lastly, I wanted to say thank you to a gal on my message board. Her name is Danny Nell, or well, that's her screen name, and her name is Danny. When I was watching Tim do that, you know, whole spiel, he worked with foil. And I looked at their foil prices, and I was not impressed with how much Ranger was charging for foil. And I know a lot of the gals on the message board have been talking about how they have foil, and they've got those new make machines, or they've got a laminator machine, and they're doing that. Sorry, too much talking. So they've got a laminator machine, and they're doing that. And I thought, well, maybe they have some foil that I can borrow, or used foil, or whatever. Not borrow, obviously, I'm not going to send it back to them. You know what I mean? So I put out a message, and I said if anybody could spare some foil, I would gladly pay. And, you know, I don't want to buy an entire roll for just, you know, messing around with the embossing powder and foiling things and just playing around. And I certainly didn't want to pay Ranger's price, because that was, you know, exorbitant amounts of money. So Danny was kind enough to send me, it looks like every single foil sheet from her stash, which is this nice blues, this pretty cool green, this is like a purple pink, and I love this rainbow one. Oh my god, I might actually have to get my own thing of rainbow one if this works out the way that I want it to. And a green, a darker green, a dark blue, a red, and a silver. I cut them in half so that they would fit, but, you know, to her sheets were longer. They were, like, that long. And she sent them in a little mailer for me, and she didn't charge me, and she said have fun. So I am definitely going to have fun, and thank you very much, Danny, for being so kind. I am super excited to use these, and, of course, everything else that I've showed you. So I think that's it, and I'm going to say bye-bye. Thanks for watching.